Welcome to the Morning Swim Show for Thursday, February 11th, 2010. I'm your host, Peter Bush. In the Phoenix Monitor today, we'll talk to 1988 Olympic silver medalist Janel Jorgensen. Jorgensen is the executive director of Swim Across America, which will, for the second straight year, have the Swim Quick fundraiser in memory of late swim coach Richard Quick. The event is this weekend, and Janel Jorgensen joins us right now in the Phoenix Monitor to tell us all about it. Hi, Janel. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure. Tell us about the big event this weekend.
Well, we're going to do a similar event to what we did last year, which was a huge success for us. And I know it meant a lot to Richard that everyone across the country and actually the world was swimming in his honor. But we're going to do basically a virtual swim with everybody swimming with their own clubs or on their own, thinking of Richard and sending positive thoughts, and also expanding it to dedicating their swim or their workout or their swim meet to anyone that they know that's battling cancer, has lost their life to cancer, or has survived it. So we're really looking forward to this weekend coming up.
Is there any specific day you'd like people to do this, or time, or is it at your own pace?
We had originally last year, Valentine's Day fell on Saturday, so we wanted to do it to tie into the Valentine's Day theme of love and, dedicate a workout to that. But we understand that Sunday isn't ideally the best day for a lot of swimmers to take that day off. So we've expanded it to kind of the whole weekend, and whatever works best for teams and coaches, we're asking either day works fine for us. And if you can't do it even over the weekend, if you dedicate a workout next week or whatever, that's fine as well.
And I know that Swim Quick fundraiser last year raised, I think, $80,000 towards cancer research?
That's correct, yep.
That's fantastic. So,
yep.
So other than just dedicating a swim or a meet, you can also just donate.
You absolutely can, yeah. I mean, in fact, I did, I'm going to be swimming on Saturday as well, but I also, a few weeks back, did a climb in Richard's honor up Mount Kilimanjaro, and I dedicated that to the Swim Quick program. So I think any way, you can dedicate or donate to us, we would absolutely love it.
All right, so if you're doing a swim in his honor, what are we doing, a 100 fly, from the blocks?
I would actually even commit to do a 100 fly, which would be incredibly scary these days.
Where can people go to learn more information and donate?
Yeah, so if you go to swimacrossamerica.org, that's our main website, and not only can you learn about the Swim Quick program, which is right on the homepage, but you can also learn about all the other swims that we have going on this season. We've added a bunch of open water new cities this year that we're really excited about that will come kind of in the summer and the fall time frame. So check out the site, and it has all those new towns involved, and we have a bunch of new Olympians involved, and really hoping to raise more money than we ever have this year.
All right, while we have you on the show, I wanted to ask you, who do you get excited to watch race in modern swimming?
I know this is so cliche because this is probably what 95% of the people would say, but I would have to say Michael Phelps. And simply because he just makes the sport look so easy, and he is one of the most beautiful swimmers I've ever seen. I saw him swim at the 2004 trials and was absolutely mesmerized by it.
Any women that catch your eye?
I still love Katie Hoff, so, I tend to keep my eye on her. I think that those would probably be the two that I like to watch.
All right, for a trip down memory sake lane, let's remember that epic 400 medley relay from Seoul. So we got Beth Barr leading off backstroke.
Yep.
And then it's Tracy McFarland takes over for breaststroke. And then she comes in. You're probably a nervous teenager shaking your knees on the blocks. Then you dive in, have a great 100 fly, and Mary Waite finishes it up. I mean, what do you remember from that day?
I actually remember clearly being nervous. For us, the East Germans were so far ahead of us in that race that, and the Canadians were pretty tight. So I was just in there, for the relays, I tend to swim faster and better on those when I was competitively swimming anyway. So I think the four of us just really bonded together and really wanted to bring home a silver, which is pretty much what we thought was achievable for that race. And, if I think back to the day, I clearly the highlight for me was just stepping on the medal stand and, being with my teammates. And it was kind of the culmination of all of the emotions and watching the American flag go up and all that sort of thing. So that was pretty special.
The Winter Olympics start this weekend. Different, event obviously than the Summer Olympics. But do you, just watching the Olympics in general, summer or winter, do you still get kind of the goosebump feeling watching, or the opening ceremony? I mean, what still does it for you?
The opening ceremonies for me does it. I think it's just so neat to see all the athletes coming in and all dressed in the same outfits. And then I always love just the actual competition itself, whether they're doing downhill or figure skating. Just seeing these athletes so determined and at the peak of their sport, competing for me is what I love to watch. And, there's always the fun upsets with the newcomers, and I that's probably the culmination of it. And, for me, I actually, unfortunately, because I was only 17 when I swam in the Olympics, I left before our closing ceremonies, which is one of the huge regrets that I have from that whole Olympic trip. But I always now, because I didn't participate in it, love watching the closing ceremonies as well.
If only you could jump in there now. You'd really know how to celebrate.
Exactly right.
Well, before you go, I wanted to ask you, since you were, as you just mentioned, a teen butterfly phenom, so to speak, one of the, if not the prominent teen butterfly phenoms in the world right now is Sarah Sjöström from Sweden. And we are scheduled to have her on the show tomorrow. What advice would you give her? The advice that I try to give everyone is just to have fun with the sport of swimming. And, we all work so hard at what we do. And to be young and really successful as she is, I say just make sure you soak in every moment, enjoy it as much as you can, and just try to be present and enjoy being on top of your sport as much as you can. Well, Janel, thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thanks.
We definitely want people to take part in the Swim Quick fundraiser this weekend, so we'll do the best that we can to drive people to your site, and good luck. It's a great thing that you're doing.
Thank you so much.
All right, that's Janel Jorgensen for an amazing cause, Swim Across America, and the Swim Quick fundraiser. It's this weekend. Hopefully you can take part. And that is it for the show today. Again, Swedish butterfly phenom Sarah Sjöström scheduled to be on the show tomorrow. Be sure not to miss that one. I'm Peter Bush, reminding you to keep your head down at the finish.